sound like you're going to.
What up, what up, what up? We got NUWAVE Shop Talk, you know what I'm saying? Next episode tonight, we doing it. How you holler back at your boy? I'm signing all autographs.
No. Nah, don't use that.
That's what's up, man. Welcome, man. The NUWAVE Shop Talk. Welcome to episode 180, Blind, Crippled, and Crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the host, Dina Boy Juice, and to my right, we got...
the FLAWUCEE to the B, man.
Yes, yes. And to his right, we got...
Oh, we got Tony Touch in the building. Y'all know what it is.
Since we got a small setting today, how everybody been, man? How's everybody? Mental health? How you doing, Swag?
I'm doing good. And you said this is episode 180?
Yeah, Blind, Crippled, and Crazy.
Well, this is, since Elon's been here, this is episode 6, okay? Let's get it straight.
8?
Right?
No, this is episode 8. Fuck are you talking about?
Oh,
if you gonna come in and say something, you gotta at least be correct.
At least have your numbers right.
Oh, my bad. Okay, it's episode 8.
Yes,
all right?
sir.
And I'm doing great. Well, actually, I'm not doing, I ain't gonna say great. I'm a little disturbed, you know what I'm saying, with all this stuff going on, you know what I mean? I'm trying to keep my composure, trying to stay strong. There's a lot going on in this country. But, you know, we're gonna try to make it through it.
Yeah, don't flip out.
Yeah, don't, because they're going to snatch you up by mistake if you flip out.
They're gonna make sure your papers
Yeah,
is
you
legit.
going too.
They're gonna put you on a 2-week ice hold.
Yeah, don't. Stay humble.
You feel me?
Nah,
Yeah. How you doing?
Me, nigga.
How you doing,
I'm
Flossie B?
postal on them.
Oh, man, all is well, man. Just, you know, trying to stay out the way, man. But I can't complain. I'm blessed. And, yeah, had a good Father's Day and everything. So everything is well.
And definitely. Father's Day was this past Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all you gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Happy Father's Day.
For
Yes,
sure.
sir.
All of us is fathers.
We'll do a cheers for the Father's Day in a second. How you doing, Tom?
Oh, man, blessed and highly favored. Week just been wonderful. Father's Day, my birthday. So it's another blessed birthday to be here breathing.
Definitely.
How's it feel? How's it feel to be a year older?
Older?
Is that the double nickel?
No. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Double nickel. So
Shit,
I just feel blessed to be here.
So you
That's
know
all.
you get discounts at Denny's.
All that. I'm gonna take advantage of all that shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All of it.
Shit.
Give me all them perks.
Man, definitely.
All those. But everything's been good. And like Dwight said, just the what's the name was going on around here. We gotta stay humble though, man, because at the end of the day, you better stay your ass out the way.
Right.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Don't look like we're gonna have
It sound like we wrapping up in here.
it's
It's
not
some
looking
bars.
not looking like we're gonna have a good summer. You know what I mean? You know, we always look forward to the summer, taking trips, going somewhere, but it's not looking like we're gonna do none of that this summer. So we're just gonna have to just lay low and be cool.
Shit,
And
nigga,
wait till
we
this shit
all
to-
citizens. We can still have a good summer.
Yeah,
Shit,
we are.
you know?
Yeah, we can bounce.
Shit.
Right,
We got to
shit.
plan something, but anyway.
You can bounce too.
Oh yeah, I can bounce too. I mean, I just feel bad for all the other people that this shit is going through. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just the type of person I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Especially when shit happen in your own backyard.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
mean, you
what can
know,
we do?
if
We
I
got-
came to this country by another means, you know, and then I would probably feel a little more towards them. I do feel towards them a little, you know, heartache and stuff when I see them ripping families apart. That's the part that killed me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the kids right there,
Exactly.
and they coming to snatch you while you with your wife or
Exactly.
the lady with their husband. It's just like, now that's the heartbreaking part. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, shit, get your papers, man. You know,
Get your
that's all I can
papers,
say.
man.
Remember I told you about that commercial?
Mhm.
I do want to say something when he said blessed and highly favored, right? So you know how you meet a woman, right? You be like, hey, how you doing? And she'd be like, oh, I'm blessed. I'd be like, all right, bless you too. Have a good day. Like, me personally, I don't fuck with them type of women. When they say that type of shit, I don't
Thank
fuck
you.
with them.
Thank
They say they blessed. they ain't for no bullshit. And sometimes, I be wanting to be with the bullshit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When they say that shit, I know they mean business.
Exactly.
Blessing highly
You know what I'm
favored.
saying?
Don't get that. That could be. It could go two way. It could go two ways. She could say I'm blessed from getting out the shit that she been through.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it could be that hood one that you like.
Ah, man.
That's blessed to get out the situations that she been through.
So if you went 5 for 5 doing that, and it was all some
Blessed.
terrible shit, that's 100%. So
Five,
I'm
but
not gonna let it be a number
5
6.
5.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
5 4 5. Like if I meet 5 women and they say that, and I be like, oh yeah, what's up? How you doing? Let's do that. And there's some bullshit attached to it. Yeah, I already know. That's my barometer, nigga. I done already went through that, so you ain't finna be number 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just me. Everybody else different. You know what I'm saying? You may wake up and see her and say, how you doing? She say, blessed, highly favored. You be like, yeah, I'm blessed and highly favored too. You know what I'm saying? And then,
And then I might not see her again.
Y'all go to church on Sunday.
Then I might not see her again.
But if I meet a woman for the first time and she tell me that I'm blessed and highly favored, I'm like, well, let me be the judge of that. I gotta get to know you first. You know what I'm saying?
Now you God?
Right. You blessed and highly favored. You might be the devil in disguise.
Definitely.
You might be possessed.
Definitely.
The ones that always say that, they be the worst ones.
Oh, that is hilarious.
You might turn
That's
out to
what
be
I'm saying.
Yeah, you might be
That's
the devil.
exactly
Cut
what
it
I'm
out.
saying.
It's
They
hilarious.
be with the
man.
bullshit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
You need to
Hilarious.
cut
Be
it
the
out.
chick, how you doing? Oh, I'm chilling. How you doing? Talk back. Because when they say blessed and highly favored, they never ask you how you doing.
No,
You know
they
what I'm
don't.
saying?
Yep.
Selfish
Be the
bitches.
selfish ones. Exactly.
Exactly.
You took the words right out of my
Not
mouth.
all of them. See,
Shit.
y'all just kick. Sorry, women. These guys is just they going hard on.
We ain't going hard.
It's
Just
not
don't be,
all of them,
Just don't
though.
be telling people you blessed and highly favored.
Why?
Say that for the next time you meet. You know what I'm saying?
I'm,
Shit.
I'm saying
Let
it
me
to the
see you be
people. I ain't
blessed.
out on no date.
I know, but you talking to the women.
I know, but
Shit, that's who I'm talking to too.
But we ain't out on no date.
Shit. We just meeting.
I don't know what she look like.
Blessed and
Hey,
highly favored.
Thank you.
I don't know what she look like.
First of all, you're a Gemini, so you definitely ain't blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You blessed and
No.
highly crazy.
Yeah. Blessed one day, crazy the next.
Right.
Shit. God damn. Shit.
Okay.
My kid's mama and my daughter is Geminis, nigga. So,
Yeah.
shit, I done seen both sides of the animal.
Mine is as
You know
well.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, my sister Debbie is a Gemini. Her birthday is the day before yours. She's
All of them are
loco.
not like that.
She's loco in the
Come to think
cabeza.
about it, my niece is Gemini too. She out in San Diego right now too. I was thinking about driving out there, but should be coming up.
Them women are a little bit more feisty though.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just my opinion.
They be ready to go.
Quick.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I dated
You
a
know?
Gemini. When me and her broke up, she burnt everything that she bought for me, put it in a plastic bag, Jordans, clothes, T-shirts, put in a plastic bag and lit it on fire with some gasoline.
Did you get assaulted?
She's a Gemini.
Did you get assaulted too? She fired on you?
Yeah, yep. She slapped me up like I was the bitch.
And held you next to your clothes. Like,
Right.
you gonna watch this shit burn.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
She gonna break up with you,
Swag,
nigga?
you stupid.
You gonna break up with me? You slapped me like I was the bitch.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, this shit ain't over yet.
Block your number and all types of shit, huh?
If I can't have you, nobody can.
Oh shit. Yeah, the Geminis be the
Sound
type
like a
that pull out the
restraining order.
guns. Since you brought that type of domestic violence up, I want to talk about this little shit that happened this thing that happened in Georgia. I don't know if y'all heard about this. So in Georgia, it was a man, and he went on live, and him and his girl, his wife, they was both like outing each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She like, oh man, you cheated on me this many times. Nigga, you gave me herpes, all this type of shit. And he was like, well, shit, you was cheating with this dude, that dude, that dude. The motherfuckers probably gave it to you. He said, he was talking about her private. Like when the doctor looked down there, he knew what was going on. I guess she had an outbreak, and he wasn't having outbreaks, but it ain't known if he the one that gave it to her, because shit, they cheating on each other.
Right.
So it ain't no telling if they was still doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, they going back and forth on the live and shit. And then when he really got pissed is when she started telling her story, like, well, I guess I don't know if he murdered somebody or just robbed somebody. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, yeah, you set up you had me hit my homegirl to hit this one dude and then hook her up so you could rob him. This and that. He was like, man, you need to shut the fuck up. Not in this order. It's a different order because people going to be watching like, oh, it didn't happen that way. But throughout the live, it was a 2-hour live, so I can't break it down.
Right.
You know what I'm
Bit
saying?
by bit.
So, I'm just giving you the gist of it. And he grabbed a knife. He was like, listen, woman, you know what I'm saying? You're going to shut the fuck up and let me talk. You know what I'm saying? And then I never seen him stab her, but, that's what people thinking he stabbed her and he killed her right
This
there.
is all on live.
It's all on live. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to watch it, man. I ain't checked it out. I was telling Flossie about it.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
You know
it was
what I'm saying?
yesterday.
Yeah. So that's like the big thing that's floating on social media right now. A lot of people go live and then they trying to out each other, and then one of them motherfuckers kill the other person. Then he went on a high-speed chase with the police and killed himself. So it's basically a
Exactly.
murder-suicide. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So how do y'all feel about, like, when you're arguing with your girl or whatever, like, do y'all feel like that's the world to see, or it's just y'all? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people been going on lives and like, well, fuck you, bitch, and this and that. And her homegirl on the phone, oh, yeah, broke ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about
Right.
having an argument with your girl? Is for y'all or is it for the world to see? Start with you, Swaggy.
Oh, well, shit. When it comes to shit like that, I'm definitely personal. I definitely don't want the world to see me arguing with my woman or whoever I'm with at the time. I'm not. I'm very like personable when it comes to stuff like that. I don't like the world. I don't like people to see me, not even my close friends, to see me arguing with a woman or anybody. I like to keep my stuff private. I'm a private person, so yeah, that's what doing way too much. I'm not gonna argue with my woman on live or on Facebook, Instagram, none of that shit. I'm not doing none of that. I don't want you to see me out of character. I don't like people to see me out of character. So that's just drama, toxic. I wouldn't wish that on nobody, and I don't think people should do that. It's ridiculous.
Especially if it's your girl and she know you, right? She
Right.
gonna really think of the most despicable shit you did and try to air your shit out. Especially if you're on live. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
the fuck? Let me turn around and slap you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
Because that's when
Yeah.
shit gets muddy. Yeah.
Exactly.
What about you, Floss B?
Yeah, I definitely don't think people should be airing their personal grievances on social media. You know what I mean? There's a time and a place for everything, and I know that's something somewhat of a trend right now um, that people are engaging in. But yeah, man, you keep your personal business that personal. You know what I'm saying? So because at the end of the day, I mean, what do you get from it? You know what I'm
Nothing
saying?
good's
There's
gonna
nothing
come
to
from it.
gain. Yeah, there's nothing to gain from it. It doesn't have any benefits as far as your relationship, so why partake in it? You know
And
what
then
I'm
you
saying?
letting other motherfuckers in because people
Right.
gonna be commenting. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
And I don't know if I seen one comment like, girl, leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was
Right.
egging her on. Oh yeah, that nigga broke. Oh, you was doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, and then she gonna, you goddamn right. I was doing everything. This motherfucker was broke. And now this nigga's getting more heated. Like, what women don't understand is like, when you talk shit to a dude, it's cool when y'all just talking shit, but when other people hear you talking shit and then now you downing him as a man in front of basically company, it's like, well, shit. Now he got to react. That man, if he's abusive, he is going to react.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't strong enough to be like, you know what? Let me cut this live off because this is some bullshit.
Right.
If I was doing that with a woman and she was going off and all that, I'd be like, let me cut this live off because she over here lying. I ain't got
Right.
time for the lies.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Whether she telling the truth or not.
Hey, no,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Like, let me cut this
Exactly.
shit off.
I'm not gonna make myself
Let me
look
get up
foolish.
out of here because shit,
Yeah.
or I may feel myself leaving. Like, man, I got to get out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
For
you.
we do something to one another.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. It never
Exactly.
ends right. What about you, Tony Touch?
I agree with all you guys. I don't think I wouldn't put my business out on no live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even the type of picture. I don't even want you to take a picture of me, let alone
Mm-hmm.
go live.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Private. I don't want no one to see nothing on my social media unless it's all good.
Right.
Unless it's like family, I'm out on my birthday, family outing or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. But I definitely don't want to post my personal business
Mhm.
because if we didn't have social media, all that shit would be private. Maybe your next door neighbor will hear it,
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
but you ain't gonna.
One
It
or
ain't.
two other households. You
And
know
I
what I
think
mean?
another reason why they put this younger youth punches it up because they already caught up into social media anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and so when they do have their problems, they trying to humiliate each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like a battle. Like they battle. Well, I
Yeah.
can get on my live and tell
Yeah.
them and tell them
Right.
this
They
and
doing a
that.
versus.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
Right.
yeah, versus lie. Yeah, so at the end of the day, to me it's childish. And most of the time, you see that it's the younger youth.
Yeah.
You
Oh, of
don't
course.
you rarely see a older
Right.
youth doing that. You
Yeah.
see it. Don't say it's not
Yeah.
obsolete,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
That's the older people that think they're young though.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. So,
And that's another issue.
but the
Mm-hmm.
older ones, the mature people that go through stuff and arguments and debates, they're not looking for the phone that they put it on live so their cousin can see it in Chicago or so their
Mhm.
family can see it. And
Exactly.
I guess I don't. It's to me, I think it's stupid. It's kind of like I want to use another example like that. Like me myself, if I know I'm sick and I got something going on personally, a personal thing in my life,
Struggle, right.
yeah, that I'm struggling with, can't whatever it is, or in the hospital with tubes stuck up in me, I'm not going live to show the world that
Yeah. I'm going through this.
I'm going
Right.
through this. I'm just going, I'm gonna handle it and beat it or go be strong. But I'm not gonna, cause I don't want no one to feel sorry for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want them to be genuine, cause you can do that, and you have people that send comments that's not genuine,
Negative
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
negative stuff.
Right.
So, but at the end of the day, you set yourself up for that person to send you
Yeah.
negative stuff, cause if
Because
you
you
would have
can't
never,
control it. The internet, you can't control it.
if you
and
would have
then
never
it's-
posted it,
what they say is undefeated.
exactly.
Somebody
So,
gonna say something slick.
slick.
Right.
That's gonna
You
make you
got
mad,
trolls everywhere.
and you on your deathbed.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like we shouldn't set ourselves up for that, for someone to comment on us that don't even know you or don't
Yeah.
even know your situation.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's the problem, man, and it's sad because people like that's how they get they sense of wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's through these
Social
comments
media.
and likes. You see what I'm saying? So it's sad that people feel like that's what defines them as an individual, or that's the way that they're gonna gain, you know, any type
Popularity
of
and shit.
not even popularity, just any type of happiness. That's what you know what I'm
Mm.
saying. That's the gratitude. That's what gratifies them. That's sad. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because you should be able to look within yourself and know that you don't have to expose yourself in order to achieve that feeling that you're trying to accomplish. So, yeah, that's some sad shit, bro.
And it's mostly the ones that's looking for attention.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad, they'll post the bad, they'll post the good, they'll
Mhm.
post something that their girlfriend might be going through or their
Mhm.
family member might going through. They're gonna strike up that phone real quick.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah, I believe the most depressed people are the ones that go live the most.
Most.
Unless you like a content creator.
right.
But
Exactly.
if you're a regular person,
Influencer,
you
yeah.
know anything, like you say, anything happening bad or happy, they going live about it.
Quick.
You know what I'm saying? So just imagine, like, now I ain't gonna say you, Tone, but just somebody's in the hospital. It don't have to be you going live like, hey, I'm in the hospital. It's gonna be one of the family members that's young, like,
Right.
oh, I'm up here seeing my uncle. How you doing, Unc? Or how you doing, Auntie? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're on live. Say hi to the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker looking at you like, nigga,
Yeah.
cut that shit off. You know
Exactly.
I
what I'm
want the people
saying?
to see me and my
Shit.
mom or
You know what I'm saying?
me and my family member going through
Yeah.
stuff like that. I want you to see us having good times.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's this one TikTok. It's all about this one dude. I guess he got shot in the head, so like half his head gone.
Mm-hmm.
And this nigga mama, she got like 100 videos. And I be looking like, I don't even subscribe to it. I don't follow the page. It just
Right.
finds my shit all the time. And I be like, why is she doing this? I know if he makes it out of this, he gonna be like, man, why the fuck you put me on there? Oh, I wanted people to pray for you. Everybody ain't praying. The nigga that shot you is looking at this.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, we got that nigga right where we want him. We gonna come up there and finish the job type
Exactly.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he making it? Oh no.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people, they may have a good heart, or the place they coming from could be genuine that they doing it for the prayers,
Right.
but they don't know what the internet is looking at you for.
Consequence.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
That's just my opinion. I'd rather go talk to my pastor and
Yeah.
pray with my pastor before I post
Mm-hmm.
all my business on social media.
Right.
Yeah. You get a young pastor, he gonna come in there and go live too. Let me
That's
pray
what
for
they,
this
they want to.
heathen.
Yeah, they want to do that too.
Exactly.
So it's like it get, yeah.
Exactly.
But at the
You
end
know
of the
what I'm
day,
saying?
you
These
I don't-
pastors be going live too, nigga.
Yeah,
The
they
young ones, not the older ones. The older ones gonna have somebody holding the camera though.
Thank you. Stream
You
that from
know,
the back. for
Stream
me.
that from the back. You know what I'm saying?
or they
'Cause
might be already streaming it
Yeah,
when
you
you
feel
walk
me?
in that moment.
they come in there with the Ray-Ban AI glasses on.
Thank you.
They ain't streaming, but they recording to put it up later.
Thank
You know what
you.
I'm saying? So I know Swaggy wants to talk about the Israeli and Iran war.
Yeah. I want to say one more thing about that before we get off that
Mhm.
topic, because me and this dude, me and a couple people on Facebook was going back and forth about this immigration thing, and this thing gonna put in the comment, oh, Dwight, you lucky, man. You lucky you got your shit, because they would have been coming after you. And I'm like, bro, did you just really put that on here on this comment, bro?
Right.
But if you would have never,
I
and if you would have
deleted
never
that shit so
gave
quick.
them,
I'm like, bro, first of all, don't put my business out here right there. I don't even want nobody to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, oh, you lucky, nigga. They would have came after you if you didn't get your shit. Like, no, bro,
But
don't
what
put me
Is
on
there somebody
blast.
we all know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all know.
okay.
him.
So at the end of
Don't
the
put
day,
my business out there, bro.
but at the end of the day, Dwight, if you would have never commented on the immigration shit,
I think he made a post.
A
Right?
post
It
or
was on your
something.
post, right?
Yeah,
so
it
you
was
basically put yourself in for them to shoot fire at you.
I probably shouldn't have put that post on
Yeah,
there.
because now you giving them the ammo to bust at you.
But I mean, you can't say you shouldn't have,
Not
because
like that, but you know what I
You was
mean.
coming from a place of endearment. You wasn't
Right.
coming from a place of malice.
Post something positive.
So you know, but it's always gonna be those
This
negative
nigga want to talk
motherfuckers.
about, oh, you lucky, man. You lucky
know?
you got your shit, because they would have been coming after you.
Man, the person you're
Like-
talking about, man, I never comment on this shit. You know what I'm saying? The nigga send you a gang of inboxes. I never like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because why? You're gonna get a whole paragraph behind it. Like, oh yeah, man, you see this? Oh, check this one out. Check this. I'm like, no, nigga, I ain't got time to
So
be
you already
going
know who
through
the person is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
fly.
Don't put me on blast. If we going back and forth about the topic, then that's cool. But don't put me up in the mix. Talking about you lucky and all this.
Because you can argue with the best of them online, huh?
You're damn right. Man. I'm Stephen A. Smith when it comes to arguments.
Nigga, you a troll too.
Okay, so you trolling too then.
This nigga's a troll
So at the
too.
end of the day, that's what you gonna get.
But
Damn, big ass.
I give it Dwight,
My nerves.
excuse me, Swaggy D, he really only trolls sports stuff. Like, that's like some opinionated shit.
Right.
When it comes to like, even though athletes are real, you know what I'm saying, but they ain't gonna read this shit. But as far as like real life shit that's happening to regular people, you know, I see you do come from a place where, you know, it's heavy on your heart. But, you know, that person right there, you know, motherfucker
Yeah,
ignorant.
This shit is
you
heavy on
know?
my heart. All this shit that's going on.
Nigga so smart he dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even though I'm a citizen now, you know what I'm saying? But I still feel like it's, you know what I mean? It's touching home, and it's coming close to home, because it really bothers me.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
feel you, man.
Because I could be a victim out there. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I feel
I'm
you.
not trying to become a statistic. How do you say the word?
Statistic.
I can never say this word. Statistic.
You better be lucky that wasn't on the test.
Right.
Yeah, that's because you just got your paperwork.
Statistic.
Don't say that. No.
Don't say it like that.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? But we can go on to the next topic.
Yeah, roll right
So-
into the
so we talking
Israel-Iran
about Israel?
war. Yeah, it's all you.
This is another shit that's bothering me too, because it's touchy right now. It's a lot going on. We got the immigration, we got the war, and we got Russia, Ukraine. Now we got Israel and Iran. You know what I mean?
But you do know, like, throughout time, it was probably, what is it? Just say it's only been 2,025 years, right? We know we got AD and we got BC, right?
Right.
So it's probably been 4 or 5,000 years of humans, right? You got to know that after probably that first 100, 200 years, it was a war going on all the time. Like, it's a war going on that's not televised right now.
Right.
It's some niggas running up in the nigga spot right now that'll never be televised. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So war is constant. War is always going. We were sitting up here watching the last episode right before we started, right? And something you said on the last podcast was you were saying that this ice shit, I hate to like flip flop across topics, but you was talking about the ice shit and you were saying it's inhumane. Right
Yes,
now,
right. It is.
America is at war, quote unquote, with the immigration shit. That shit is like a war right now. They don't give a fuck. They raiding the nigga like they selling big kilos.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just because they here. So
Exactly.
the inhumane part goes out the window when you're dealing with war. You're not dealing with a cop that's like have to read you your rights and all that. No, they gonna body slam you and all that. They don't give a fuck about none of that.
Exactly.
If you going to war with somebody, nigga, you trying to kill everything over there.
Right.
Yeah, but this is not war.
It is to them.
Deporting some immigrants is not war.
It is to them.
What they got going on over there in Israel and Iranian and Russia,
It's
that's
far more
war. That's
worse than-
real shit.
Yeah, that's
As
real
far
shit.
it's not
They're
like
going through worse shit than we going
we
through
going
over here,
of
basically.
course.
But those
'cause at the end of
people are quote unquote not from this country.
the country.
So it's kind of like a war. If you get what I'm saying. It's not a war as far as like we gonna see these dudes and we gonna shoot them and kill them. No, we just gonna gaffle them up, take them back to where they supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
But what Donald Trump is not realizing is you need to be focused on that's going on over there overseas, not worrying about these
Why?
Mexicans and immigrants right now.
Why?
Because if we get into a war with Russia or one of these big countries, nigga, you're going to need some bodies. You're going to be over here looking for people to go fight this war for
It
you.
ain't gonna be no
So
immigrants.
who you going to pick?
It ain't gonna be no immigrants.
Nigga, you're going to need
Them
all
niggas
the
is
bodies.
undocumented.
You're going to need everybody,
Nah,
everybody,
stop it,
nigga.
man.
Any man that can carry a gun, you're going to need, homie.
undocumented. They undocumented, so they ain't going to war in the first place.
Sure ain't.
You know what I'm saying? They not going to war in the first place.
They're not sending them to
It's-
war.
If you over 18 and you a U.S. citizen, you're automatically in the draft now. They passed that like, what, 6 years ago? Some shit like that. You're automatically in the draft. So if you're an American citizen, you're automatic. If we need you, we're going to come get you. Now, here you go. You're going to go through this little, instead of like 6 months training there, you're going to go through this 6-week little quick program.
When I took my test to become a U.S. citizen, they told me, "Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to go to war to fight for this country?"
And you was
I
like,
said,
hell
"Yes,
yeah.
yes, I am."
Yeah, hell yeah.
So they gonna be calling me up.
Yeah. Nah, when you over a certain age, they ain't gonna call you unless they in dire needs.
Right.
But it's enough people that, want to be in the army,
Exactly.
But
Now that it's different now. It's more
it's
that
totally
want to be
different.
in.
Yeah, it's totally different.
well,
can't wait to
back
get
in the
drafted.
days, more people
Yeah.
was in the army. Now the army numbers and the
Have dwindled
National
down.
Guards basically is dwindling. It's going down, but they still got enough people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
'Cause they got the reserves. They got
Yeah. But
I think they
like,
got enough military people. They don't need to do a draft like they did back in the day.
nah,
No.
unless we go to war with China.
No, unless
Shit.
we in some
China,
type of.
nigga, if we go to war with Russia, nigga, they gonna need
If we have
people,
another
nigga.
war
Nah,
like
if-
Vietnam,
If we
you
go to
already-
that might be a possibility. But outside of that,
'cause
man,
we're
there's
pissed
too
away.
many people here.
It's just-
We're
it's
on
too many
thin ice
people
with
that
Russia.
want to be in the service.
Yeah, but
I
Russia,
don't know if
since
you
they
guys are
broke
watching.
up,
You guys are not paying attention to watching news,
I
but
am watching the news. But what
Putin
I'm trying to
said,
tell you,
Putin already told America, nigga, if you fuck around and give weapons to Iranian, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be fucking with us. And Iran said just said same shit. If you help out Israel, nigga, you're gonna have to meet us, nigga. So we got two different countries that are fucking
but listen,
on the borderline
listen, man, let me tell you
if we
something.
get involved,
But
we
that's not
gonna
our-
be in a war in a minute. That's what you
not
guys
our
fail to
plight.
realize.
I understand. Trust, and I know the history behind these countries as well. What I'm trying to tell you, that's not our plight, though. That whole conflict has nothing to do with us.
what do we
So,
get from
you know what I'm
any
saying?
of
No,
these
it's nothing to
countries
do with
besides
that.
but-
olive
You
oil?
know, America always,
Thank you.
always,
exactly.
always
But
do
let me tell
something.
you,
But that's only the countries that we need
But let me
stuff
tell you-
from.
always do something.
Let me tell you something.
They're either gonna help them out with
things-
weapons. They're gonna give
Things
them.
get televised so they can put the cheese in this hand and create the magic in this one. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. So Anonymous had came out today and posted some shit and talked about,
Damn,
It's
I
that
ain't heard about
situation.
anonymous in a while.
Yeah, and they got receipts.
Mm-hmm.
So they saying like all of this is just a back door to some other shit. You see what I'm saying? And unfortunately, they're saying that some people might lose in the United States might lose their lives over this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? But it's a banana in the tailpipe situation going on right now. And they said it's an event that's going to occur and it's going to cause mass destruction. And that's going to cause an issue over there. And they going to lie and say X, Y, and Z did it when really it was B, C, and D.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But they got the receipts. So they said, and this is, they gave a time frame. They said it could be the next 17 days.
Mm-hmm.
But they about to drop the receipts though.
Mm-hmm.
So they got, them niggas got real receipts. They got
I'm gonna
emails
have to get back
and
on
all
to
that
anonymous.
shit. Yeah. So keep your head on the swivel for that. But like I said, all of this, man, historically, man, those countries have always had conflict. It's nothing new. So they're
I
right
feel
next
like
to
in
each
this
other.
in these time in these days, nobody should be at war.
Why not?
No countries, none of that.
The world was built off of war.
Back in those days,
No, but
20, 30
what you
years
fail
ago,
to realize,
I can understand
the
all
whole-
the bullshit that's going on in the world. But
the whole
nowadays, in
society,
2025, nobody should be at war.
no, but what I'm saying,
just
society
my
as
personal
a whole
opinion.
was shaped
that's
off
not
of
reality.
War. You gotta understand the whole way all of this shit on Earth were created was
That's
through
not reality.
war.
Your statement you just said.
That's back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
When
So
people
it's
was
not
fighting
gonna
over
change.
land and country and this and
Yeah,
that.
but
and
that's
you
never
did
gonna
that.
change.
We should
Swag.
not be going through no war in this time and age, bro.
But Swag, that's not going to change.
Should
You
not
gotta
be.
understand. We're not just
You
black,
should know that. You
white.
from
We're
a
not
third
just
world
black,
country.
white.
You from another
You
country.
know, green, whatever. We are.
Yeah,
a
my country have
species.
never went to war with anybody.
We are a species.
We ain't
We
about
are
that war.
human-
We ain't about
we
that
are
life.
human
Okay,
beings.
but listen.
We are human beings.
That's your country.
You see what I'm saying?
That's your country. Countries been fighting with each other since you before you even got here.
What do y'all
Right.
what do y'all export?
Just
What
like-
do y'all export from Belize? What is y'all biggest export?
Iguanas.
Seafood.
Seafood. You can get seafood anywhere.
Okay.
Iguanas.
But it
But I'm
might be
saying,
seafood though.
What
It
is
might be seafood.
Okay, so
I'm just joking.
if my biggest export is a mineral, another country is gonna want that. Another country is gonna say, okay, I want to get the gold from you for gold is what, $100 a gram? They might be like, nigga, I need to get that for like 20 cents a gram. They can be like, okay, I can give it to you for $25 a gram. See how much big difference that is?
Okay.
20
Not
cents.
many, these small countries don't have export like that.
But that I'm telling you, that's why y'all ain't going to war.
Only-
Because y'all ain't got
only-
nothing
the only
nobody wants.
countries only countries right now that got some shit is China.
That's the ones that
Okay.
got something.
China's the one that makes every fucking thing.
Okay, so that you just
Man, all
you just
the
answered
enriched-
your own
all
question.
the enriched minerals on Earth
just
are
answered your own
located in
question.
Africa.
And,
So, number one, so
Iran
this
and
is-
Iraq, they already took their resources when they went to that war back in the day when they took all their oil. We know they had oil.
In the
We know that's
80s.
why George Bush started that war, because he wanted to go over there and steal all their oil.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he did to make his family rich.
Yeah.
But once
definitely.
again,
But
that's
nowadays,
how society is built. It's off war.
War.
We got to take your shit.
You don't understand that, but that's
bullies.
why
Gotta take your
everybody's beefing.
It's bullies.
You
Just
got
people want to bully each other.
You got Republicans, Democrats, you got Bloods and Crips, you got black and white,
You got a nigga on the corner hustling that's making more money than the other nigga hustling out his house. And nigga, I got to come shoot you, take your block so I can be making the money that you was making.
That's
Like,
war too.
that's down
No,
to the
I'm just
bottom.
saying.
That's not
That's what it
considered war.
is.
That's-
It's the NFL,
that's
it's the
not considered
CFL.
That's war in the ghetto.
Everything is a war.
War. That's
not a
war in
war.
the ghetto, man. What the
You heard what
Everything
Donald
is-
Trump said when he
It's
when
ABC, it's
did you hear what Donald
NBC.
Trump said when he asked him
It's
when they asked him about
CBS, TNT.
Everybody's at war.
Sports Center.
this? I know you guys don't pay
Everybody's at
attention.
war.
Y'all don't watch CNN or MSNBC.
What? What are
Okay,
you talking
if
about?
y'all might
I
know
do.
what's going on instead
I
of
do
speculating.
know. Listen,
Go
bro.
ahead, say-
First
wait,
of
wait,
all,
wait,
Y'all,
let
y'all,
him-
y'all
let him
watch
say
too
it.
much
Speculate
ESPN.
See, that's
who's
your problem.
speculating?
Your
Who's
problem is
speculating?
wait.
Watch ESPN.
Flossie.
Sit down and
Flossie.
watch ESPN and
His
CNN. Then y'all
problem
might learn
is
something.
when he uses
You might
his
learn what's
words,
going on in the world.
He uses y'all.
Well, tell us then.
Anytime you use the
Okay.
word y'all,
Well, tell us then.
that means you're on something
Watch.
else.
Y'all need to watch.
You're not even on
instead
our
of being at
level.
home,
Watch this.
trying to watch
See, there you
what
go
sports
with your
game is
word,
on.
y'all.
Turn on
He
CNN,
not talking
Tony.
about us.
I've been
He not
watching
talking about
another
us.
four-letter
Okay.
He can't be talking about us.
station,
Talking about us.
Tubi.
But when I'm saying when you use the word
Yeah,
y'all,
That's
y'all
the
too busy
assumption.
watching Tubi,
Yes.
Netflix, and chilling too much.
You got
Turn
that
on
right.
CNN and you might learn something. What's going on in the world?
Well, tell us.
So you can know what's going on around you.
Tell us.
You are not watching CNN.
Okay.
You got CNN
I've
on
been
and
watching
you eating
CNN
ass.
up there. I've been watching CNN all week long.
Like you said.
That's all I've been watching.
for the
got it
first
on,
time
you
in
ain't watching
years.
it.
I'm watching it. 'cause
For
I-
the
I
first
wanna know
time
what's
in
going on
years.
in
All
this
you
country.
watching.
Hold
is
up,
the
y'all
breast
And only
watching-
reason,
meat.
wait, only reason
Because
you're
we
watching
could be
it,
going to
you
war and
watching
y'all
is
don't
the
even know what's
grocery.
going on.
I do, but you up there eating
Y'all too
groceries.
busy on social media
and got
trying to see
CNN
what
on
Cardi B
with the
doing.
volume down.
exactly.
You know
Eating
what I mean?
groceries.
Eating groceries. So at
Cut
the
it
end
out,
of the
bro.
day,
And then you
Cut it out.
catch 2 seconds of a sentence and want to act like you know
know
everything.
something, yeah,
This
he
nigga was
watched this
just
2
out there on his
seconds.
phone talking about, you see this girl, she didn't go get her chemotherapy.
If you don't,
Chemotherapy. Now she dead. Talking about girl, what's her name? Amanda Lewis. Nobody give a fuck about no Amanda Lewis.
Oh,
She should have went
see,
and got.
that's-
She
that's
should have went and
messed
got the
up.
motherfucking.
See, that's
She
messed
her
up.
ass should have went and got
I'm
chemotherapy.
glad I'm not
Rest
sitting
she was
by
still
you.
be alive.
Rest in peace to Ananda.
Rest in
Okay.
peace.
Ananda Lewis.
Slave.
Yeah.
Rest
You know
in
what I'm
Ananda
saying?
Lewis, whatever.
Rest
That's
in
messed
peace.
up.
to
Rest
her,
in peace,
man.
but
Ralph Furley.
her ass talking about, oh, yes, I'm not gonna go get chemotherapy. I'm not gonna cut off my hair. I'm not gonna cut off my breasts. Well, now you're dead, heifer, because you didn't want to do what you gotta
Oh, see,
Okay?
I'm done. See, that's why you have the problems you
Okay.
have on social media. Yeah,
That's
you gotta
why.
clip that.
That's why your
That's
shirt
clipped.
is so small.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because nigga, it's obvious.
can't
the
call her-
oxygen
Swaggy D.
is
You
not
ready
call
for
it
the
a
hate?
woman a heifer?
Look, you ready
the
for the hate for that
oxygen
clip?
is not getting to your brain.
Okay.
You
They
call
call
a
her
dead
what
woman a
they want.
heifer?
The oxygen
She
is
should have
not
did
getting
what
to
she's
your
supposed
brain.
to do.
You didn't call her a heifer when she was alive.
What she thought.
But you gonna call her a heifer while she dead?
She
What kind of man are you?
Well, she thought she was blessed. She was blessed and highly favored.
I'm done.
Ah, that is a major clip.
I'm
That is
done.
a
I'm
major
done.
clip.
No.
man.
No, sweetheart, you was not blessed and
Swaggy.
highly favored.
Oh
Oh,
my
It was
man.
your time to
goodness.
go. I'm sorry to say.
Oh,
Back to this war, man.
cold
Yeah,
So what
but-
did
Yeah,
you
please,
hear? What
'cause-
did you hear on CNN that we
Shit.
wasn't
yeah, nigga,
privy
that's
to?
so
Yeah,
privileged.
Donald
Because
Trump
we-
said when they asked him about the Israel war in Iran, they asked him about the Ukrainian and Russia war. He's like, that's two little boys fighting in the park. Just let them fight. That's like two little boys fighting in the park.
That nigga Dwight
Like, who the hell says that? What president would say some dumb shit like that?
Our
That's
president.
not two little boys fighting in the park, motherfucker. That's people dying.
He's thug life. That's
Yeah,
why.
He's a real
thug
gangster, real thug
He's
gangster,
thug
like
life,
Ron
thug
said.
life,
Me and
man.
Ron was talking up there today. He's like, yeah, Donald Trump's a thug.
Yeah, he was hanging out with
And
Tupac.
he's getting on my nerves up there too because he cutting his clients and he over there talking about this Trump shit. Talking about, yeah, they need. I'm glad they deporting all these motherfuckers. I'm like, Ron, slow your roll over there, Ron. I hear you talking to your clients, but you do know I'm not from this country, so slow your roll, homie.
You could be out today.
Right, nigga, I will put your ass up out of here. This is my shop now, nigga.
Well, you better be careful. It sound like he gonna call the people on you.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you
know,
better
hey,
be
you know
careful.
they giving that reward, nigga.
He giving out
They
rewards.
got that finder's
Oh,
So
fee.
you
man.
might-
Put this nigga up out my shop.
They
nigga.
got
Like,
that
you're not,
finder's fee.
this is not your shop. And every client that gets in his chair, he over there whispering and shit to me. Yeah, I'm glad they putting up out of there. Yeah, Donald Trump, get these niggas up out of here. They taking up all the jobs. They doing this. They doing that. Yeah, they need to do it the right way. If you want to be in America, go get your citizenship. Do it the right way.
Now
Like,
you,
man, if you don't get
now
your
you
ass up
don't like
outta
that
here-
word y'all, huh? Now you feel what I'm talking about. Yeah, that word y'all disturbed you. Because he over there said, yeah, we need to get to y'all, all these niggas, y'all, we need to get together. Y'all need to get these niggas.
I'm about to get his ass up out of here.
I think that immigration shit is a real touchy subject.
Yeah, it
because
is, it is.
It's like you doing this by default. You know what I'm saying? And then we as compassionate people, we still look at people like they a human being. Like, oh, we got a heart, you got a family, let them motherfuckers stay. But then I made the analogy to somebody murdering somebody years ago and they getting caught. It's like, okay, they did this and you got here, now try to follow the steps. But it's like you work for all of this money and you say, okay, I'm going to be sending these tools and fuels back to my family in Mexico when you could be putting that into an immigration lawyer to get your shit right so you can bring your people
There
here.
you go.
You know what I'm saying?
The same thing you did.
but they don't see it
They
that
don't
way.
do that.
Because when you living in the rat race of the everyday struggle, the everyday hustle, you thinking about those $200, those $100 that you making right now, and you like, okay, I could live off of 50, so I'm gonna send the other 50 to my family so they can eat and they could be cool. Instead of thinking about the long game and being like,
Right.
okay, I know it's gonna take 5 years, so okay, I got this immigration lawyer. He want 5 Gs. Maybe if I can send him $50 every week, I could probably have this money in like a year and a half. You know what I'm saying?
The
Bam,
way
you
they
got
be
that.
hustling, they should have the
mean,
money.
They
But-
should,
but
but
that's
you know,
just
you
like-
still got to live.
I
That's
know,
just
but
like
yeah.
you, Dwight.
go ahead.
You have the opportunity to where you are familiar and know. You know what I'm saying? Your homeland.
You
can
dotted
go
your
back there,
I's,
but you can go back
cross your
there
T.
and buy a property, nigga. You can be the next, you know what I'm saying, big property
you
owner.
can be the Donald
But-
Trump of
You see what I'm
police.
saying?
But Flossie,
You can do that because you out here getting it.
because
You
he
see what I'm saying?
no, Flossie.
But what I'm
that's
saying
because
is-
he took care of his business.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
he wouldn't be able to do
no,
none
no,
of that.
no.
Go
But
ahead.
what I'm saying is, but it's people who are doing that who haven't taken the steps that you have.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And guess what they're doing? Like you can go back to Belize. The land is cheaper there, right?
Right.
You can
Yeah,
have multiple homes, all that. Go there, nigga, every other week, every 6 weeks on the weekend. Go out there, chill. You know what I'm saying? You got your own shit.
That's what we
You
need
see
to
what I'm
do.
saying?
We need to go down
That's
there, buy
what-
some shit in the Airbnb, some shit. But
Yeah,
go
we
ahead.
for
Yeah, we
sure
do.
need to do that.
We
But
do.
I already said that once
Mhm.
before because my peoples is doing it from Dina in
Mhm.
Belize, actually. So anyway, but like I said, bro, that's the thing. They're taking up our resources,
Mm-hmm.
taking the dollars from our economy and sending it back, and it's prospering in another economy. That's the issue that certain people that say, well, it's unfair. That's the issue because like we can't holler at nobody in Africa and be like, oh nigga, let me send this money back to my ancestor auntie in Africa, nigga, and we up now in Ghana.
And we got a
That's
whole
not
village.
gonna happen.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
But that's what's happening for others right now in the United States.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not putting no color lines on it because it's not, what's being televised is just that's what the narrative they want to run with. So that's why you hear nothing about all you hear about is Latinos and shit. But it's not just Latinos that are immigrants in this country, like we already had touched on. So, but that's the problem. You see what I'm saying? Now you did everything right. You earned the opportunity to do that.
Do you feel like African Americans should set aside on this one, not have no opinion on it?
It's not even
shouldn't speak
about
on it?
No. I feel
No,
like
you're
if you
entitled
had
to
no
your
like
opinion.
yeah, exactly. I feel like if you
Well-
feel a certain way about something, you should never stifle yourself.
'Cause I keep
You see
hearing
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
people saying that
No,
though.
but I'm just saying
When I
you
ask
should
black
never.
people about it, they like, oh man, I'm gonna sit this one out. I ain't gonna talk about it.
I mean, because in all honesty, when you look at these demonstrations and these protests, it's black people out there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're not a part of or for the cause. That has nothing to do with it. But the reality is that the speed limit is 55. If you go over 55, you're going to get a ticket. It's the same principle.
I'm gonna give you one better than that.
If you here illegally and you're not taking the steps to become a citizen,
Mm-hmm.
that's breaking the law.
Now you got a warrant.
But I'm saying, point blank period, that's breaking the law. Now, the fact that you've been blessed enough to have the opportunity to be over here and you got comfortable, but just think about that. Like, if I could just sell dope for 15 years straight, and then I get caught, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? It's like the only reason why you stop is because you got caught. If you didn't get caught, you would continue to do the same shit
So you was
because
doing.
you don't see that there's an issue or a problem with it.
What did they do?
Do you
What
see
did
what
they
I'm
do to
saying
Wesley
now?
Snipes
You see what I mean?
when he didn't pay his
So
taxes?
that's the thing. And our states,
Same thing.
since we are more lenient and understanding to the situation based on our location where we're at geographically, you see what I'm saying? That's the reason why people feel it's okay.
And that's why he started over here. That's why Donald Trump.
He didn't start over here.
He started over here before all these other states
No,
started.
he didn't. No, he didn't. Listen.
He
He
did.
didn't. Listen.
ICE started
no,
snatching
listen,
people up
man,
over here before
listen, man.
all these other states are doing it now.
Listen,
But he
man.
started in California
Listen,
because he knows California
listen, man,
ain't
he
with the
hit-
bullshit.
listen,
We're not
he
not
hit
following your
Chicago.
rules, Trump.
He hit Chicago,
No, he know
New York
California.
before he
Flossie.
hit California.
If he
hit
did-
No.
others, man.
Who
listen,
No,
cares?
you're
bro.
wrong.
I'm
Wait a
not
minute,
He hit
wait,
wrong.
California
Flossie,
because he
Flossie.
knows
Can I
California
chime in
ain't
on
with
this?
it.
I'm not wrong,
Can I-
bro.
This is a
can I chime
Democratic
in on
state,
this?
and we're not
I'm
with that
not wrong.
Republican
It doesn't
shit.
matter which one he hit first. Who cares? You need to get the ones that don't have the proper paperwork up out of here. Period. Stop trying to justify the means. Oh, he hit California first. And the only reason you feel
He
that way
did.
is because you live in
When
California.
he should have hit the East Coast first. He should have hit New
Why?
York. Because
What
when
is
I
it- what-
when
what
I
it
went to
would've
New
mattered?
York,
He's already
when I-
hit New
when I
York.
What
went
would
to-
have mattered?
When I went to New
Wait.
York back in
Wait.
November, I seen
Well, what if it
more,
would've mattered?
I seen more immigrants over there than I saw here.
Hold
Okay,
on,
so
hold
what
on,
if it
hold
would've
on, man.
mattered?
They just
Flossie.
arrested the. Hold on, they just arrested the
See, y'all
controller.
not letting me talk. I'm done. I
No,
ain't
no,
gonna
not
talk.
no, Bonnie. Check this out. They just arrested the New York controller who was walking an immigrant to court. The ICE motherfuckers did this, and he's a congressman, and he's running for mayor.
I saw that.
Okay, so why you think he was taking those steps? Because they already hit New York. But what I'm trying to tell you is that
after.
look,
They
man,
hit this one
you're
first.
not listening, man.
If you watch the news,
You're
California was hit
not
first.
So what?
Then they start bouncing to these other states.
So what?
That wasn't the case, but you're not listening.
What is your
But
argument?
You don't know that.
What's
Because
your
the only
argument?
reason why you know it is because you just now up on this shit.
No, that's because he lives in
hold on.
California.
That's because because it's right around
Fuck
the corner
outta
from
here.
you.
Because
it's
I pay attention.
No,
right
it's because you
around
live
the
in
corner.
California.
Because
If
it's
you
right
turn on
around the corner
CNN
from you.
and
That's the
MSNBC,
only reason why.
y'all gonna know what's
Then
going
if you
on.
was
No, you
watching
feel
that, you
that-
already know, nigga,
Flossie.
that they hit other states way
Flossie,
before
he
California.
feels
they
that
did
way.
not.
He
No,
feels
they did
that
not.
way because he lives in California.
Exactly. He don't know
And
no better.
also, he just got his papers.
He don't know
So
no
if he
better.
didn't,
It's right around the corner.
corner.
From him, like I said.
So at the end of the day, that's why he feels the way he feels.
And-
But
and-
my whole thing, wait, y'all talked already. Let
Okay,
me
go
talk
ahead,
now.
Go ahead.
What does it matter what state did he hit first?
Exactly.
What does that matter? Is it a race?
No,
Because
it's not.
he's
Is it a
targeting-
racist
he's targeting-
somebody?
He's targeted in Mexico, Mexican people.
Man, dude. Okay, where's Mexico by?
When this was a Mexican land before it became
Where,
California.
see, now you going, okay, where's
We
Mexico
already
by?
said that. Get it back in blood.
Okay,
Where's Mexico by?
it's California.
Okay then.
Yeah, but there's Mexican. Do you know there's Mexican all over the world now?
I do
all
know
over
that.
the states.
Flossie, I do know
There's
that.
Hispanic people in New York, Virginia, even in where he's at in D.C. There's
So you-
Mexicans over there
So
now.
you think they should? So you think he should have hit them states
you
first?
should hit them first?
Why?
Okay, because they're closest
Why?
to you. They're closest to you. Where
But
you
there ain't
at.
no
They're
Mexicos
close
out
to the
there.
White House.
It ain't no Mexico
How
out
about-
there.
There's a lot of Mexicans out there. There's Mexicans all over now.
Not more than it is in California.
Mexicans in Atlanta,
Yeah, definitely.
Mexicans in Virginia,
I
D.C.,
get-
all
okay.
over now.
Well, do the
They
percentage.
spreading out.
Okay, well, do the percentage.
So go get them first before
See,
you
he
come
ain't
fuck with
But I
California.
think those
not
people
listening.
probably have their papers,
He's
though.
not listening.
When you
Thank you.
traveling
Say
like
that
that
again,
and you
Juice.
doing all of that, you got
Thank
your
you.
papers. You ain't just
The
traveling. to
ones
be
out
traveling.
here is 80,
Exactly.
90%. Out there and where the places you name it, it's probably only 30% Mexicans, maybe 20.
Shit,
Yeah.
it's probably 17%.
If that, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
it's
talking
real
about
low.
other states that has 17, 20% of Mexicans, and then California has 90% Mexicans?
Yeah, he mad because he can't never win California. Because this is
Because
Democratic
it's
state.
90%
'Cause we
Mexicans.
don't vote for his raggedy ass out here. That's why.
Yeah.
He like, oh, I'm going to go after these motherfuckers because they never vote for us and they always go against the grain. And then they got Gavin Newsom who don't give a fuck about him.
Of course they gonna go get some. He built a wall. He tried to build a wall.
Okay, that's why we need Gavin Newsom in the White House. Let's get his motherfucker up out of here. I'm voting for Gavin Newsom for the next president.
Go ahead.
Let's get the Trump up out of here.
So to fact check, it's saying January 7th, California was hit first. And then January 23, they started hitting the East Coast.
January
now.
7th, they hit
That's right.
California on the fires.
Get
This
y'all
is
facts
what,
right.
This is what
But that doesn't matter.
They hit a nigga when Cali was burning.
Get
Thank
y'all facts
But
right.
it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Juice, you
Hey,
get my
listen.
whole point, Juice?
Yeah, you said it don't matter.
It
what
doesn't
state.
matter who he hit first
Yeah.
or last. Nigga, he hit in the States.
Yeah,
So what does it matter who he hits first?
probably hitting the spots with the most.
And that's California.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you can't get mad because he hit the state that has the most immigrants that's taken away from our taxes and our money. That's the one he hit first. Now, if you would have had your paperwork right, now you ain't got to worry about it. Because if your paperwork right, you good. But if your paperwork ain't right, now you got a warrant. It's basically like having a warrant.
Yeah, but
You didn't show up for court, nigga.
Yeah.
I feel like he's doing it the wrong way. We
Oh,
got
yeah,
another
yeah.
topic we want to talk
Yeah,
about?
man. Y'all don't know about this topic, but y'all know about the topic. So it was this girl, man. Her name is Adriana Smith. Y'all heard about her?
I believe so.
She,
So
no, I don't think I heard about
this
it.
is kind of heart touching. Okay. So back in, I want to say February, she went brain dead. Right. I think she was in Georgia. I think she was in Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. So she was brain dead, and she was 6 weeks, maybe 9 weeks pregnant. Let's just say 9 weeks pregnant, right? 9 weeks pregnant. That's like you barely finding out you pregnant type
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying? She's brain dead. They kept her alive to have the baby because people in the South, you know, they got that shit. We're saying if you no abortions.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of letting her die and her fetus die, they kept her alive for the rest of the term. What month we in?
Oh, we're in
June.
June.
June. So that's 6 months, 5 months plus 6 weeks, 7 months. The baby was born prematurely at 7 months. And then they took her off life support. That's some crazy shit. You kept a woman alive just because your state has a law saying that there's no abortions. So for me, I'm thinking like you gonna keep basically a dead woman that would die as soon as you take her off within a few minutes or hours. People that's getting raped and you don't find out till you, and it's 6 months. If they, as soon as the baby got a heartbeat,
Right.
you can't abort your
Terminate,
baby.
yeah.
You know, in these southern states, the abortion shit. Remember they was going at it like, oh, you know,
Yeah, they
it don't matter if
alleviated
you
Roe
raped.
versus Wade.
It don't
Yeah.
matter if you raped. If you are a kid, adolescent, if that baby got a heartbeat, you can't abort that baby. So now the baby gonna have all types of problems. The baby was born, might be blind, might be crippled, can't walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are the type of laws that people out here are actually behind. Like, just like we before we started the show, you was talking about a lot of Hispanics voted for Trump. They didn't know this shit was coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the people that voted for these laws, thinking that they can't abort their babies, so the people that this was the glamour part. So the people that can't have babies can adopt some babies,
Right.
right? But they didn't see when the kid get raped and you got pregnant and you
Right.
didn't find out until the baby had a heartbeat, right? The kids that are fucking 14, 15, you know what I'm saying, out here having sex,
Right.
don't know they can get a girl pregnant. They gotta have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And now, even if you fucking brain dead, they're gonna keep you alive just to have the fucking baby. Like, how do y'all feel about this law? This is an abortion law.
Right.
That's in
They
just only what
overturned.
state? Not in California. Though.
No,
they
this is in the
overturned,
South. This is
the
in
South,
Georgia.
They overturned Roe versus Wade. That's what all this and this they did. I think they did that when Trump was last in office, I believe. But like I said, that is sickening, and that was the main reason for that particular law. You know what I mean? Was for individuals to have the right of choice. You know, based on sometimes there's special circumstances and situations, but like you said, that's a prime example of why something like that was already in place.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's situations like this that over millions, I mean decades, you know what I'm saying, have occurred. So it's sad that, like you said, that now, this child has to be born with all these complications and, won't be able to have a healthy life. Like, that's sad because it's a double whammy. The mother is passed. Now, the child's already not going to know their mother.
But who gonna adopt that baby?
I mean, and that's the thing, but it's going to occur. But what I'm saying is, it's not even about that. It's sad because women should have the right to choice.
Definitely.
You see what I'm saying? And like I said, this is just a perfect example of the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And it's
It don't.
situations like that that occur all the time. There's situations, domestic violence situations. There's those situations, just because you don't hear about them or they're not televised or,
It's still
brought to the
happening.
masses, these are things that happen more often than not. It's just we're not aware of them.
Right.
And like I
That's
said, like
true.
as a country, we've already been down this path.
Mm-hmm.
We've already we are well aware of the sexual predators and the things that go on in our society here in America. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm definitely appalled at the fact that something that a lot of women actually fought for and wasn't even that old,
Mm-hmm.
was just overturned like in a blink of an eye, like overnight.
Yeah.
You woke up, and then I just think as a society, especially at that period, there was so much going on. I don't think people really realized the impact that it was going to have.
Yeah.
But now you have this.
Yeah.
That's, like I said, people are aware of.
They don't think of the
And-
situations that could arise.
Yeah, and it's sad, man, because like I said, it's like now you got to work, you got to double back and work back to where take a step, forward, because you've taken a step back, but it's in the same direction, but you were already a step ahead. So it's unbelievable.
What about you, Tone?
Man, that's a touchy situation right there. Myself, I don't believe in abortions. I was raised not to believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I just don't like how they're playing
God.
God with these laws.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And to me, it should, even if the girl says, "Okay, I want to get rid of it," at least she's making that on her own choice.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though she might have to answer to God
Right.
when she meet whatever. But that's her. That's her going through it. I just don't like how they put the laws where, okay, you can, they playing with God. You can kill. We can kill her. We can kill her. We're gonna keep you alive. We're gonna keep you alive to keep the baby, but we're gonna kill you. Like what you
Yeah.
said.
That
Yeah.
still feels like
playing
premeditated murder
God.
to
It
me.
is premeditated.
That,
murder.
that,
Now,
that, doesn't
if
it,
she
that
has,
feels like a premeditated homicide.
listen, because I had a family member that he had a baby. His wife was having a baby, and she had complications with it. She went on what's the same situation. She went in a coma, but the baby was still alive in her.
Right.
They didn't abort the baby, and they didn't kill her. He made the decision to say, okay, I want to pull the plug on her because she's brain dead.
Right.
So,
That was in California.
yep.
Pro-choice state.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that goes back to what you said. That's a state that they're making their own laws. They're gonna say, okay, we killing it,
Mm-hmm.
regardless.
No, they're gonna be like, we're gonna keep her alive until the baby born.
Exactly. But
And she not getting the nutrients.
yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
at the end of the day, like you said, it's sad. I don't even really like talk because I really don't believe in abortion. Period. That's just how I was raised.
Right.
So.
But and that's your choice, and there's nothing wrong
And that's
with
my
that.
choice.
But see,
Everybody's not like Tony.
right,
so.
but that's the blessing about it. Is
Or
that,
not go through situations that I have been through to say, okay, if I had a one night stand or had a situation and she comes up pregnant, me myself, Tony, I'm just gonna be a man and take care of that baby, even if I don't want to be with the woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be there to take care of that child because that child didn't ask to come here.
Yeah.
So at the end of
That's
the
true.
day, just because me and her was having unprotected sex, we shouldn't take it out on the kid by aborting them.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
What you feel about that, Swaggy? You just made a commercial for the beer.
Right.
Yeah. Just,
Hey, you
Swaggy's
know you're
beer.
not
We're not
supposed to
getting
drink
paid.
beer during the commercial, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
see,
my God.
I gotta stop
Four,
drinking beer because it's making me.
3,
2.
2, 1.
I told myself I was gonna stop drinking beer for a while because I'm looking like I feel like I'm getting pregnant.
Yeah,
I'm having a baby right now.
yeah, you crack open another one, your water gonna
One
bust.
too many iguana.
Yeah,
You
your
know what
water
I'm
gonna
saying?
bust if you crack open another one. But
But how you
Yeah,
feel
but
about that?
Hey, I feel like a woman should do whatever she want with her body. Nobody can stop her from, you know what I mean? That's her freedom of choice. So if you want to have abortion, I'm all with you. I'm not with that old, you know what I mean? I'm driving down the street here in Planned Parenthood, people out there with signs. I'm looking like, if y'all don't go home and sit down somewhere,
Yeah, it'd be like 8 people out there.
yeah, man, they be getting on my nerves. Like, people have a choice to do what they want with their body. So don't make them feel guilty
Yeah.
when they go in there to
Because
have
I'm
an
going to slide
abortion.
right past you and take a little honey right up in there. And yeah, we're going to get rid of this today.
You know what I mean?
Or
Like,
we going to go get some prenatal pills. Like,
Thank
that's
you.
our choice.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What is it called? What that pill called? The
Morning after.
morning after pill, okay? People
Yeah.
have the choice to do. That's why we in America, you have the freedom of choice. This is a free country. You to be able to do what you want to do. It's your body.
Yeah, but not all.
You know what I'm saying?
And the worst part about it is old white man making the law.
Making a law.
I don't even think they voted on that shit.
I mean, it had to be a vote because that's the only way it can be overturned. How?
No, nigga, that be them yays and nays, nigga.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is how it got overturned, though, I don't know because the shit just happened overnight.
It was the
It
yays
was
and nays.
crazy. I mean, there was talk about it like the day of, possibly like a day before. There was like talk about it. Then it was like a vote, and then it was like the shit was just overturned, and it was crazy.
That's how the South do it.
yeah, that's because we in
Yeah,
America.
but what bothers me is you said the baby was only 9 weeks old. Like, come on, that's not even a full
As soon as the baby got a heartbeat.
It's like, come on now.
And
you trying to save
another
this mom
thing I
to
want to
save,
kind of
to
speak
say
on.
that's gonna be a
I know you're
that
saying
baby-
that it's
that's gonna be a
it's more or less
bet-
like a choice of state, but no, I think
that's gonna
correct
be
me
a
if I'm wrong,
preemie.
Elon, but this is something that was overturned for the United States. So I think it's more or less a situation to where there's certain states that continue to, participate in being pro-choice, but this is not something that just pertains just to southern states. Now, probably 90% of the southern states are the states that are actually enforcing it, but it's something that definitely applies to the United States.
That's
as a
why
whole.
we have all these, you know what I mean, people out here with autism and this and that. There's people out here having babies. It's like the doctor tells you, they know when you're having a baby, if that baby's gonna be, if it's gonna be normal, if it's gonna have some issues. And people still out there having these kids. Like, no, don't bring these kids in this world if they're gonna be a preemie, if they're gonna have issues, if they're gonna have autism. Because I hate to see that. I hate to see when somebody come in there with a kid and the kid has got, you know what I mean, they have autism, they can barely walk, they got 3 legs and 4 arms, and it's like, why would you have
a
this
cyclops.
baby, man?
That's
But-
because the
I
mother,
know-
but
the
once
mother was
again-
drinking buzz
Forgive me for this,
balls
but
and
it's
smoking
like-
za
but
and doing
exactly.
drugs.
But once again,
That's why.
you have the
Man,
right
got
of choice.
Crack babies and shit,
And
like coming out
everybody,
here
It's
with.
called,
once you're here, we have a
They're
right.
not crack
Fetal
babies no
cardiac
more. They call
activity.
za babies.
If they have fetal cardiac activity in those states, they must have the baby.
And the doctors know, because they know they're going to tell you, look, your baby's going to come out with this problem.
No, and they
come
don't
out this
know,
problem,
and
and
it
they
doesn't-
still
no,
choose
it
to have these kids.
No, hold on, it doesn't necessarily work like that. It only pertains to the particular tests that are ran.
And that's
Not
only
all-
after the baby is like after
I mean,
6
even
months.
when you're going through, right? But like I said, it
Exactly.
all depends on
The
your
baby here
insurance
already.
on what tests that your doctor or concerns they may have. So it's not something you know just off the bat. But once again, like I said, that's where this whole situation where your right of choice comes into play. Because just because somebody, and I just want to provide this clarity because I don't think this is what you're speaking and anticipating, but just because you have a disability doesn't mean that you're a lesser person. And that's what you're
I don't want to make it sound like that. Like I have cold hearted and I don't care about people with autism. But I'm just saying, like, Don't bring them in this world to suffer. All they're gonna do is suffer. You know what I mean?
They won't have a normal life.
They won't have a normal life, exactly.
Mhm.
And these people just. So you're gonna save this mom to bring in a 9-week-old baby, and you know that baby's probably gonna come out with some type of issue.
See,
Like
let
that's
me
just
let me
stupid
let
to
me.
me.
So what you wait?
So,
Go
I
ahead,
gotta
Juice.
because
Go ahead.
he wrong. You kind of
You gonna
wrong.
kill both of them?
So they didn't have the baby at 9 weeks.
So just
She
kill
went
both of them.
brain dead when she was 9 weeks pregnant. So since the baby had a heartbeat, that's why they kept her alive for the next 6 months, 5 months, so the baby can be born.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel me?
See, okay. So
Yeah,
you
but-
didn't make that clear.
I said it though.
He said it.
Did you?
It's all
Yeah.
good. It's probably, you know.
Yeah, you know.
It's
You,
that beer you opened.
you got the Rodellos.
You know what I'm saying? We don't need another Brian in this world.
Definitely
Oh,
not.
damn.
Definitely
I'll
not.
do my boy.
Man,
like that.
we gonna end this show, man. We gonna start with Tone. We gonna get some last thoughts.
Man, just have safe sex, of course.
Strap it
Just,
up.
Strap
That's
it
if
up.
you ain't ready for no baby.
Yeah, keep your umbrella on, and if your pull-out game ain't right, don't hey, get an umbrella.
Yeah, because
Don't be bringing babies into this world.
South.
Not down south, exactly. But hey, but anyway, I enjoyed the podcast. It's a blessing for all of us to just sit here and have our topics and just sit here and just as fathers. Once again, another Father's Day.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And just sit here and just to be able to talk about this topics and all the topics we have, and just and hopefully it'll change somebody else's life
Yeah,
that's listening to us.
definitely.
But always be
Donovan
accountable.
showed up, but he's too late.
Yeah.
Always be accountable. You know my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Be accountable for what you say and do, because there's consequences to it, no matter what.
Absolutely.
And what's that? What's the one Juice always says?
Say
You
my
said
shit, nigga.
You said it.
No, it's another one. But I'm gonna let him say it, and I'm be like, oh yeah, that's it.
That's
Floss B.
That's the one.
Oh man, you know, once again, happy Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, as black people, even the Belizeans, y'all are invited to celebrate Juneteenth.
You feel me?
I already
know what I'm
celebrated. I
saying?
celebrated with Derek Holmes the other night.
So happy Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You know what I mean, and my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely.
as always, man, stay focused on your mission and not your condition.
What
You
up?
know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't love no one else until you love thyself, man. Shameless plug is always available. Like slap out a pound on these major streaming platforms. Don't be stupid. What's understood by Pasadena Sean, SD is all the same, man. You know, love, peace, you know, and we back to the hair grease.
Shout out to
Definitely.
Sean.
Shout out to
Pasadena Shine.
Pasadena Shine.
And Nia.
And not Ania.
He like 10 days away from marriage.
Marriage.
Yeah,
what I'm
man, it's
saying?
countdown.
10 minus
It's real
10
countdown.
minus T, whatever they say.
It's
You got some
countdown
last
right now.
words, Swaggy D?
Of course, I got some last words.
Of course I got some
Of
last
course.
words.
But of course,
Well-
oh, Capitan.
Right, come on now. To all my Hispanic brothers out there, y'all keep your heads up. All my Latinos and Latinas,
Don't keep your head up.
Keep
Keep your head
your
on the
head up,
motherfucking
all right?
swivel.
because
Keep your head on the
All right.
swivel.
'cause
That's
like,
what you're supposed to tell them.
Get
My
an
man-
invisible cloak in this
like
motherfucker.
my boy said on Terminator, it's gonna be Judgment Day. They gonna pay for what they do. Okay, I'm waiting for Judgment Day because whatever comes around goes around. So they gonna get theirs in return. So y'all keep y'all head up. Even if they gotta send y'all back to y'all country, wherever y'all came from, don't worry. You gonna get your turn to get your revenge and get back what you deserve. This is your land. This is your country.
In the afterlife?
And they took you back. They took
Ever?
your land from you, and don't worry, you gonna get it back. And I'm gonna fight for you. I'm out here for y'all.
Thank you.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
appreciate that. Swaggy.
Immigrant lives matter, and we're gonna make some signs, and I'm gonna be out there protesting with y'all in a minute. Immigrant lives matter.
You gotta
Okay,
love Swaggy.
not only
This
Black
is-
lives matter,
No one
immigrant
else.
life matter. And I'm looking at myself
Oh,
right
Lord.
in the glass over there. When I'm
I
saying
was
this.
wondering what the
You
fuck
know,
you
I-
was
I-
looking
looking
at.
at?
I like to look at myself when I talk.
Hey, Juice, what you looking at? I was like, wait a minute, there ain't no fucking
Yeah,
camera
ain't no
over
camera
there.
over
If
there.
y'all don't notice
Looking
about
at-
me, I like to look at myself when I speak.
Oh, the real, he do.
Immigration
Did you
life
set a
matters.
camera up over there?
That nigga be cutting my hair looking at himself.
Immigration life matters.
Hey,
Make
hey,
sure
hey,
my line
hey,
We're
straight.
gonna
man.
be back.
I know those. I
Like we
know
never
those
went
are your
away.
immigrant brothers, but I mean, so do you like Belizeans? Do y'all fall like under the umbrella, like the Latino umbrella? Is that how that works? Like, do y'all fall under that umbrella?
That's right.
Oh,
And-
okay, okay.
They
And
they
I'm-
basically Caribbean
And
though.
I'm
No, but they're still Spanish, right? It's Latino.
They still
Not
kept our
still
soul.
Spaniard.
They
yeah,
kept our soul, man.
Spaniards, that's
Yeah,
right.
Spaniard.
They kept our
Latino
soul, man.
community.
Kept our
Oh
soul.
yeah. See, amigo.
Wait a minute.
I'm-
Stop it. Who ran y'all country?
I'm gonna give y'all
No.
some.
Who ran y'all country?
Hold on,
No,
let me enlighten
no.
y'all
Oh,
about
Lord.
how
The
Belize came together.
Brits ran their country because they invaded it.
Belize is a mixture of Spanish and African bloods.
Yeah.
Okay, because the Africans were dropped off in the Caribbeans. Okay, some of them were dropped off in the
Exactly.
Caribbean
No,
before
that-
they,
no,
So
that's
why
before
your
they got
money
to
got a white
America.
lady
That's
on it?
very true. No, that's
And that's
very
how
true.
we
Why
became
your money got a white lady
No, I
on it?
know that. No,
Okay.
I know that. I know.
Why your money
No,
got a white
because
lady on it?
They were
Because
they were,
the English,
That's the queen.
No, because the
the
Brits.
Queen Elizabeth
the Brits,
made her.
Yeah, the
Because
Brits.
the
Brits owned-
Spanish was trying to take over, but the Britons made us our own,
They invaded
own country.
it, and then they gave
So that's
them
why
exactly.
you think you French?
Okay.
No, they gave them.
Oui,
no,
oui.
Comment
no,
allez-vous?
not-
Bonjour.
Je m'appelle Dina Boy Juice.
Grey Buffon.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey man, be better than you was yesterday.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? Be better than you
There
was
it is.
yesterday.
So I put
You
that
know what
on
I'm
a
saying? Every year
Take
it's
your shit.
always something different. Every year it's always something different. This year it's about, we had the fires, but that was California. I think they say New Jersey.
Oh, New
got
York
a-
had
is
one.
it New York?
New York had they had a few major fires already.
I know it started in New Jersey. They
Yeah.
had major forest fires.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's, ice, but this shit was pre-warned. Like, if y'all didn't see the writing on the wall, then y'all was phony to begin with.
Because the
You
boy
know,
been talking about
And
it.
because he's been talking about the wall, he's been talking about all of this, and then he doubled down and hired Latinos to come and catch you Latinos.
Right. That's the,
You know
that's
what
the
I'm
bad
saying?
part about it.
That's the
All
thing.
kind of people.
When you look at African Americans or Africans back in the days, who sold us to the people that was coming? Because
Negroes.
you think they had a boat full of people to come and just grab Africans to be like, y'all going to be slaves? No, it was Africans selling us to these people with bread, gold,
Exactly.
and all of that.
Exactly.
So it's not really the messenger, it be your own people that be ahead of shit. They may have this pink, gray, orange dude, whatever, right there, but
That's what
it's
pisses
really
me off the most.
it's really they people.
Why you think they out
that's
here with
doing it.
masks on? They out
Exactly.
here wearing masks.
They wearing
they
masks.
all-
They
They know-
wearing masks because they're part of AFTA. They're part of all of these groups that only go to
Proud
riot
Boys.
situations.
Proud
They
Boys.
only go to riot
Exactly.
situations. The dude in the mask may be a fucking white boy from Texas.
That got a
You
warrant.
know what I'm saying? He ain't got a warrant. That nigga probably in the military,
Right.
and he know what the fuck
In
he
law- in
doing.
law
You know what
enforcement.
I'm saying? Since y'all brought that up, I do want to say something. Do y'all remember like Columbine and all of these mass murder shits that happen, right? If you go do a lot of like research, a lot of these people be at the same shit. These people don't die. They be like, oh, Peggy Sue died here. And then her name is fucking Bianca something over here. It be the same face. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this shit, I'm not saying is scripted, but a lot of stuff is supposed to happen. Just like if you believe in God, you believe that everything is scripted. Anything that happens, it was already written. You know what I'm saying? So, people just making the narrative. They bringing the narrative, unless there's some freak shit going on.
So you feel like everything's happening for a reason. This is happening for a reason.
This is
It was-
happening
yeah,
for
this
a
is-
reason
all this
because
is banana in
it's
the
like
tailpipe shit.
it's
Yeah.
banana in the tailpipe, but it's also like what they used to say back in the days. It's a cleansing, right? It's a cleansing. What Donald Trump and his people are trying to do is cleanse, because now if you look at any Ford, any Chevy commercial, they talk about keeping the jobs and doing all of this. So and I ain't just talking about Latinos, right? talking about any immigrants or any other country that got a U.S. based business. They talking about, oh, we doing this for our country. You know what I'm saying? We fucking with the tariffs because that's China. We, you know, Canada, all of that. Like, America is trying to do a cleansing because, I mean, Donald Trump, basically, he's trying to make America great.
He's a
you know what I'm
businessman.
saying? Trying to bring money from America back to America to keep it in America and spend it and pay Americans.
Well,
That's what it's really about.
I do feel like we're overpopulated over here.
Yeah.
The world
Well,
is overpopulated.
Yeah, definitely. That's
So
why
that's
Elon
the
Musk
problem.
and all of these people
That-
trying
that's
to
the
kill
problem.
niggas
Not
off.
the
on
world.
Right,
purpose.
that's
not
the
the
no,
world.
you
listen,
know?
This
no,
country
for
is
real. But
The
listen,
world is
the world is
overpopulated.
overpopulated. Period. That's the problem and the issue to begin with. But like I said, he's a businessman.
That's why they came out with diseases
I've
and
heard-
shit.
I've heard
Everything
that
is
COVID.
bananas and
Population
tailpipe.
control.
Yeah, ethnic,
Yep.
it's called ethnic cleansing.
No, it's so
No,
funny.
no,
Okay.
ethnic
It's so
cleansing
funny.
is something different.
It's so funny.
Ethnic cleansing.
It's
That's
so
what
funny.
it's called.
Let me tell
But
you
I do
something.
wanna-
You know who? No, just a
Go
quick,
ahead, go
just
ahead,
a
go
quick
ahead.
note. Do you know who brought rats and disease to the United States?
The white
The
man.
European pilgrims.
Come on now.
Rats are not native of California or the United States.
Man, you getting into a whole nother topic. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you why.
No, I'm
because
just saying.
I'm gonna just tell you why real
That's
quick.
deep.
Because Europeans and other countries before black people came around to them, they was dirty. They was dirty.
No, I know
they
that.
didn't know how to. But that goes into the rat situation. That goes into infestation of any rodent, anything, because it's dirt that them niggas thrive on. They thrive on dirt and all of that.
Well,
So, go ahead. Go ahead.
when I was younger, they said that AIDS, because the European brought the AIDS because they were over here fucking monkeys and shit. So that's how the AIDS became
No,
evolved.
that ain't
There's
true.
a lot of
Okay.
things that they say
That
the
shit,
narrative
that shit
of
was
AIDS.
man-made.
Yeah,
A lot
AIDS
of these
was man-made.
diseases are man-made.
AIDS is man-made for sure.
Of course, they're gonna tell you something that you can believe in because you got niggas.
They may have tested on monkeys.
sorry to say about your city, but you got white men in Oklahoma fucking sheep because they pussy is supposed to be the same. You know what I'm saying? And they saying, oh, they fucking your sheep. Like, okay, but I only got my coat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But man, I want to give a. I want to give
I only got the
for
code.
Father's Day,
Beast-
man. Give a
Beast for
Father's
me.
Day cheers,
Beast for-
Tone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put it
all
up
right,
in
yeah,
here,
for sure.
man. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
Happy
give a
Yeah. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's
we
Day.
give
Happy
a shout out.
June.
Hey, give a shout out to Knowledge. New
Happy,
Father's Day over
yeah.
there.
Hey,
Knowledge
happy
First
is
Father's
Father's
good.
Day,
Day.
young
You
now.
know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
He just made the
walked
cut.
in a little
Hey,
late.
you welcome
You know
to
what
the
I'm saying?
club.
His
Welcome
first
to the
Father's
club,
Day.
To
man.
the
Father's
club.
Day, man.
Welcome
You
to
know,
the club,
First
man.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Welcome to the
Knowledge
club,
just
man.
stepped in the
Congratulations-
building.
Congratulations
You
to
know what I'm
the new
saying?
baby.
So don't forget to get your money from him because he came in. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Nah.
Yeah, man.
See,
Hey,
that's how
this is-
America thinks.
that is how America thinks.
But
Get
he-
your-
This is
Blah, blah,
episode
blah,
180, man. This is Dina Boy Juice for my crew, for my boys, niggas I hold dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we out of here. Pasadena Shine, Nanania, Knowledge. We out of
Give
here.
you New Wave Shop Talk, Shop Talk, Shop Talk. New Wave Shop Talk, New Wave, New Wave. Got something on your mind? Let's talk about it. Shop Talk, Shop Talk. Leave a comment, we'll talk about it. New Wave, New Wave.